Ms. Noble Strength, and welcome back to my channel. I told you I'd be back, and as you can see by the title below, I want to talk. Can we talk for a minute? So yes, let's talk about what it means to age gracefully. What does that really mean? I just want to know from you, what does it mean to you to age gracefully? Now, I'm going to share my thoughts and opinions. Let's create a dialogue. And I'd also love to do a tag. So I'm tagging all of my ladies out there, young and old, because we're all aging. That's something we all have in common. Even though we're at different stages in our life, we're all aging. We're not getting any younger. So even you younger ladies, I'm sure have your opinions on what it means to age gracefully, what your expectations are as you age. You know, everybody has that ideal or that expectation of what they would like to be like at a certain age. I know I have my ideals. So I want to first admit that I have a lot of insecurities. You know, you would think at the age that I'm now, 49, that I would just be confident about who I am and, you know, where I'm going and all of that. But I have to be honest, I'm not like 100% confident. And I know confidence is a very attractive quality for a person to have. I'm confident in certain areas, but I do have those areas of insecurity, as I think a lot of us do. And I tend to be very self-critical, which I think a lot of people are, you know, especially women. Here are the things that I have as far as my thoughts on what it means to age gracefully. First, I feel like in order to age gracefully, you need to work on your inner self. You do need to be reflective. You do need to be somewhat introspective and ask yourself those hard questions about what your strengths and weaknesses are and what you can do to improve and become a better person. Now, for me, to help me in that process, my faith is a big part of that. I am a Christian. Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior, and He is my standard. And, you know, we all fall short, right? But I do strive to be more Christ-like each and every day through prayer, through meditation, through reading the Word, through, you know, fellowshipping with other believers, because iron sharpens iron. And I really believe that in order to age gracefully, you need God's grace, you know? So He must be first, and I want Him to be first in my life. So that's number one. Number two, I think once you face those strengths and weaknesses head on, you want to use your strengths not just for yourself, but you want to use your strengths to help others, because I think that that's what we're here for. We're here for one another. We're here to help each other along in our journey and in our process of living and becoming who God created us to be. So I think, like I said, we need to use those strengths to help others and not just ourselves. And then our weaknesses, I think, you know, we need to surrender to God and allow God to be our strength and our weakness, because we all have our weaknesses. We can't do it without Him. And that's why we all have our different gifts. Everybody's strong in different areas, and that's why we're here to help one another. So once you've been reflective and you can start, you know, making those changes, you know, in your life, I think that helps in aging gracefully. And so we talked about the inner self. Now let's talk a little bit about, you know, quality of life, because I think quality of life plays a big part in aging gracefully. And I think in order to have a good quality of life as you age, you need to start making certain decisions now in your younger years, whatever age that may be, because wherever you are, these are your younger years, because you're only getting older. So wherever you are now, start making decisions that are going to lead to a better quality of life down the road. So if you're not exercising, start exercising. Make up in your mind that you're going to do that. Start, you know, eating better. Cut out processed foods. Cut out eating out so much. Start eating more vegetables and fruits. And, you know, like I say, start exercising. And for me, I know everybody's different. Everybody can't do those intense exercises. You have to start from where you are. If you're not physically in shape yet, you can't start out doing what an athlete does, but start where you are. And walking is the best exercise there is, you know, in my opinion. Walking is easy on the joints for the most part. It's low impacting, and you can go at your own pace, and you can go however far you want for however long you want. And you can have a buddy with you. You can get that heart pumping and that blood flowing, but just don't be sedentary. And I mean, even in the times that we're living in where we can't do a lot because of the pandemic, you can still go walk. Get out there and move. And the sooner you start, the better, because I think preventative is the best medicine. Whatever you can do to prevent something from happening and taking place in your golden years, then do it. And if that means eating healthier and exercising so that you won't get diabetes and high blood pressure, do it. There are things that you can do to have a better quality of life. It may not be the ideal quality of life because of past choices, but it can still be better than what it is. And so do that. Eat healthy, exercise. I can't stress that enough. If you suffer from ailments and things of that nature, look for more natural alternatives rather than taking so many prescribed medications. You know, do your research. Look up things that will help specific ailments so that you won't have to be on all of these different prescription drugs, because a lot of times those prescriptions leads to other issues, and then you have to take medicine to cover that, and then it's just a whole bunch of medicine taking, you know. So whatever you can do to prevent, you know, taking a bunch of prescriptions, do it. There's a lot of great books out there on natural herbal remedies, and of course seek your doctor's, you know, opinion. There are a lot of different doctors who really advocate for more natural ways of taking care of yourself. So I would definitely look into that if at all possible. All right, so we talked about inner reflecting. We talked about preventative methods for, you know, aging gracefully. Let's talk about those aesthetic things, you know, those things that you do outwardly in order to age gracefully. You know, there are so many different ointments and lotions and creams and things that you can do in order to help with the aging process. You know, science and research has done so much in helping us to understand how to renew skin cells and things like that. So maybe looking for products that have retinol in them to help with the improvement of your skin. It's really a good way, but do your research first. Go to your dermatologist, seek out things. I used Retin-A in the past. I ran out and I need to get a new prescription, but I really love Retin-A. I think it has helped me a lot in preventing, you know, those deep line wrinkles in my face. So like I say, just always do your research. Then there are things that you can do that you can take orally to help you in those areas, like supplements. And I have a few here that I want to share. I do take a 1-a-day multivitamin for women. Once I finish this one, I'm going to start taking the 50+ because my doctor told me that the 50+ one has more calcium in it, which is what us mature women need as we age. So I do take that. And then I also take the Mega Krill. My mom recommended this to me because she takes it for, you know, a healthy heart and for her joints, because it's a good for lubrication of the joints in a natural way. So you can get it through eating fish like salmon that has a lot of omega-3s in it. So if you're a seafood eater, I'm a pescatarian, so I eat only fish and only certain fish, and so I do take these in addition to that. And then I also take iron because I'm not a red meat eater. I do take iron because I tend to run on the anemic side and can be, you know, low on iron if I'm not eating enough leafy green vegetables, so I do take that. And then I also take turmeric. My mom recommended turmeric because she has arthritis. Anything that I could do to prevent it from getting worse, because that's an autoimmune disease where your body attacks itself and you wear out your cartilage and stuff like that. At least the rheumatoid arthritis is. This is supposed to be good, being an anti-inflammatory, so good for the joints and things like that. This one was recommended to me though by a friend. This is turmeric supreme. It also has ginger in it. I also take calcium chewables, and let's see what else. Now let's talk about sleep. Sleep is a big part of aging gracefully, and you gotta get your rest. So that whole thing about needing your beauty rest is so true. I am one of those people who needs about 7 to 8 hours of sleep in order to function well and not have bags under my eyes and to look rested. So sometimes I need a little bit of help because I'm perimenopausal, and when your hormones are all over the place, you don't really get a good quality of sleep. You might, be up most of the night, or might not stay in that deep state of sleep that you once did for a long period of time. So you might need a little help. And I'm not one who wants to take a prescription medicine like Ambien. I want to, like I say, take more natural things. So I take melatonin, and I will leave on the screen the brand that I take, because right off the top of my head, I can't think of the brand. But I take this, it's a natural thing that our body produces, but sometimes you need a little bit of help. So I take this one. It's non-habit forming, and it really does help me to sleep. So if you have trouble sleeping and you're not on prescribed medication, this may be something that you might want to look into taking to get the rest that you need. Another thing is try to be as stress-free as possible. And that goes back to my faith. For me, meditating, reading the word, praying helps to keep my stress levels down, because stress can age you for sure. It causes so many other problems, heart attacks, strokes, all of that. So anything you can do to lower your stress levels, surround yourself with positive people, go outside in nature. That's what I was talking about, walking. But anything you can do to keep your stress level down will help you to age gracefully. And look for people who can be mentors to you, people who are older than you, but who are healthy and vibrant. Let them be your mentor. Have those people in your lives. I have a friend of mine who goes to church with me. She's in her 70s, and she is so youthful. I admire her so much. And we get together and visit each other every now and then, and she does things with the younger people. And because I think hanging around with younger people, if you're older, keeps you young. So I have young friends and I have older friends too. But they're people who are positive and who keep me motivated, who are like-minded, who are Christian, So that's another suggestion for aging gracefully. And now I want to talk about the things that can be kind of controversial when it comes to aging gracefully. Because some people, you're either for it or you're not. I am against plastic surgery for me personally. I don't judge those who have it. I just don't want to have it. Though, it's easy to get in that mindset of wanting to undergo the knife, because that pressure is on us women in societies to look youthful and young and have that hourglass figure. And if that's something that you've thought long and hard about, and you've prayed about it, and you feel at peace with doing it, then go for it. But don't let society pressure you into feeling like you have to. Don't let your own insecurities pressure you into feeling like you have to. Because if I stayed in my head, my insecurities would have me under the knife, and I see why, people get into that body dysmorphia like they do, because they stay in their head, they stay in social media, and they don't remove themselves from that, and you can just get caught up in that. And that's why we have to really be mindful of our decisions, because God created us the way that we are. We're unique, we're fearfully and wonderfully made. And those are some people who are under the mindset that if you go under the knife, you hate yourself. I don't believe that. I believe there are some very confident people who are sound mind and make those decisions from a good mental state. And that's, fine. That's their choice. But if you can do anything that you can to prevent going under the knife, do it. Do that first. And then if you still have those thoughts, then that's a whole nother thing. But get counseling from a doctor who does those procedures. Make sure they're certified and licensed and all of that. But I'm more of the mindset to do non-invasive procedures. Like I would be all for doing like a chemical peel or something like that. Not Botox, but like, you know, just topical things that your body can naturally heal from. I would, you know, be open to doing, like I say, chemical peels or like what the little dermabrasion, like the scraping or whatever to get those dead skin cells off. I would be open to doing something like that. I haven't done, I have had one chemical peel, but that was back when I was a teenager. My dermatologist, I had severe acne, recommended it for the scarring and the pitting so that it wouldn't be so bad, because I did suffer with severe acne, but I haven't had one since then. Will I do it in the future? Who knows? It's a possibility, but I don't want to go under the knife. I just choose to do what I can naturally to stay as youthful as possible. I do dye my hair, so that is something aesthetically that I do. I will embrace my gray one day. I'm just not ready yet. But I think you can age gracefully and still dye your hair. That's just me. Everybody has their different opinions on it. That's why I wanted to have this dialogue, because I want to know what your thoughts are and where your views are on aging gracefully. I might could learn from you guys. Maybe you can help me out with how you deal with your insecurities on aging, you know, as a woman. And do you struggle with getting wrinkles? Do you try to do everything you can to prevent wrinkling? You know, what are some of the things that you're doing? I want to hear from you guys. I want to learn from you. But these are just some of my things on aging gracefully. Look inwardly first. You know, be prayerful, meditate, surround yourself with positive people, exercise, eat healthy, and, you know, just try to do the best that you can do for yourself, you know, and being a good steward of what God has given you, because you do want to have a good quality of life in your later years.
I'm sure we all know at least 3 individuals on a personal level that are women that we think are aging gracefully, but I did want to highlight 2 well-known women that I feel are the epitome of aging gracefully. And the first one is Gladys Knight. Gladys Knight is 76 years old and she looks absolutely stunning. She radiates beauty from the inside out. She has a gorgeous smile that lights up a room, eyes that are so full of joy, positive attitude, and she's just amazing. I love her. The second lady that I think is aging gracefully is Betty White. Betty White is another lady who's positive. She's doing what she loves in life, and that's bringing joy through acting, and I think she looks so good to be 98 years old. So those are my choices that come to mind right off the top of my head. Let me know in the comments below who you think well known, who's aging gracefully.
So those are my thoughts. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I want to tag all of you ladies out there, young and old, or young and younger, I should say, because we're all aging. We're all in this together and we all have our thoughts and perspectives on the subject matter. So I want to hear from you. And like I said, I'm tagging all of you because so many of you out there are aging so gracefully and wonderfully, and I admire you all. I love you. Thanks for tuning in, and remember to like and subscribe and share this video. Love you. Bye.